Hi, this is Allie from Allie Cats Crafts. I'm here to bring you a video. I'm going to make 2 more cards and possibly a bookmark depending on how much time I have. I'm working on the Farmhouse Florals, August 2025. It just came out. You get several things with it. You can make 9 cards with it. You get 9 envelopes with the same tops, 3 of these little front pieces, which looks like this, and then 3 of the little bags, and 3 of the little typewriters, and 3 cards that have the typewriter in front, and 3 cards that has the bag on it, and 3 cards that are just plain white with a little bit of texture to it. You get some flowers, the handles, and 2 stamp sets, which look like this. So you will get this one that has the flowers, says, "For you, thank you, just a note, you are loved, to say, forever your friend. Good friends are hard to find. I'm so glad we found each other." And then you get a second one. Normally you only get 1 stamp set, except for in March, but this time you get 2. This is a surprise. You get a little tea kettle, some flowers. "You're simply the best. Thank you for your constant friendship and listening ear. For a great friend and always here for you." So that's the stamp sets, and that's what's in the kit, contains in the kit. With that said, I don't care for this one that much, and normally I don't say that because, well, it's okay. It's not what I expected. There's very little embellishments or anything to put on here, so I had to come up with a lot of ideas on my own. So this is the first card. It's going to be similar to the second one. So what I did was I got my paper. I'm using pecan pie, and I'm going to use white cardstock. And I cut my paper. These are the extra pieces. I took 1 sheet of paper that is 11 inches by 5.5, folded in half. Then I cut off 3 inches off this end, so 5.5 when it's 11, and then I cut off 3 inches from here and I fold it over. I then have my first layer, which is going to go in here, and that is 4 inches by 5.25, and I'm going to glue it in here. I have another layer that will be going right here on top because this is going to be a fun fold, and this is 2.25 by 4 inches, and then another layer that's going to go down like this. And I have a white piece of paper. Where is it? Oh, here it is. It's an envelope piece. So I took the envelope and I cut off, let me show you so you can see what I did. I cut off right here, then I opened it up, and I ended up like this. And I open it up, and there's that piece and then this piece. I took that piece and I cut 2 of them, one at 3 3/4 and one at 2 3/4. That is going to go on the inside here. And I cut the layer piece, which goes on this one, at 4 2/8 by 2 3/4. I also embossed it. So I embossed the pecan pie with my 3D time-worn embossing folder because I wanted some texture. This kit leads you to country feeling, so I thought that would be really cool. So I'm going to start with gluing. I embossed all 3 of these pieces to give it a little bit extra texture, okay? So I will start by gluing this inside in first. I'm going to get all my stuff glued in, and then we'll go over the second part. I use several inks, and I'll show them to you in just a little bit as soon as I get done gluing all this down and start working on the card. So I should have glued this down because this is going to be a long video, and I'm really sorry. But I was excited when I came up with this idea to do this card and use the stuff that I have. I thought it'd be really neat. So I'm going to glue this. just like this. Even it out the best you can. See how it's all glued down? Press it down because it is embossed. The next step is I'll glue this down, but I think, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and glue it down. So I want to put it about right here, so when it opens up, it'll look like this. So what I do is I turn it over like this. I put my finger right there. I know that that's as far as I want to go with my glue. So I'm going to bring my glue. And remember, it is embossed paper, so you got to make sure that it's nice and thick on there. Stick it on there. And see how that looks? I bring it right down to there. Press it down. So you have that part done. Okay, so the very next thing you want to do, I didn't quite get that all the way even. There, that's better. So the next thing I want to do is, now this is going to go on top here, but I'm not going to glue it down yet because I have to arrange my little bag here. This will go on the inside of this card, like that. But I want to do some stamping first. So I'm going to get my stamps out. So the stamps that I use for this are the ones from the kit. For my saying, it says, "You're simply the best." So I'm going to get that out. Actually, I think I'm going to use this one. I have this wildflower stamp set. I'm going to go, do not go where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail. Kind of a little bit different. So I'm going to take that stamp out. I had all kinds of ideas which stamp I wanted to use, and I couldn't decide. So I'm going to put it on my stamping thing, take off this right there, and I'm going to grab my pecan pie ink, and on this is the card, that is the one from the envelope. These two pieces are envelope pieces, okay? So keep that in mind. So I will put my scratch paper down here. Tap, 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 tap. Double check it to make sure it's nice and ready. Yep. Okay. So I'm going to stamp this on here pretty high. Hold it down so the ink sinks into the paper and lift it up. Perfect stamp. Look at that. Let me clean off my stamp. Okay. Nice and clean. And now I'm going to get out my Granny Apple Green, and I'm going to stamp some leaves right on the bottom here a little bit to kind of decorate it up a little bit. Just a little bit right there and right there. So there's that, okay? So I finished that one. Now, clean off my stamp really quick. And I'm going to grab my other piece of paper. It's the bigger one that goes up here, but we don't want that one. So now I want to glue this here. The best way to do it is you place your paper right underneath, just like that. And you put your glue on here. All the way around the edges, like you always do. And remember, it's going to go on a piece of embossed paper. So you get it nice and even, how you want it. Hold it right there. Then you fold that part of the card over it and press. Okay, so here we go. There's our inside, and it's hidden until you open it up. So now we're going to put together our pretty focal one. So this is what we're going to use. This came in the kit, and I will need this. so the glue doesn't get everywhere. Thank you, Lori, for getting me another one. I have no idea where my original went, and you just saw that I needed it, so I'm very grateful. Thank you so much. So, I want to place this on here, and I want to look at my leaves. Now, the leaves and stuff that I used the perfectly paired, and I cut out the little tiny flowers. In the dies, you get these little tiny flowers. Okay, and I also cut out the greenery. That's what these pieces are. Okay, I cut out some other greenery from the painted lavender, and you can see it's right there. Okay, I started to use these flowers and I put them on here. I didn't like it, so that's why I went to the pear stamp. So what I want to do is I want to grab this greenery and kind of place it in here. I'm going to start with this. I want to lay it right here. This is what I want to do first. I want to put that there. So when my basket goes, it's going to look just like that. So let's glue that greenery down first. Now that we have an idea of how it's going to go. I like to place my stuff down first and see where it's going to go. That way, it's better, trust me. So I know that I want it up high now. And I'll bring in my little basket to make sure. Yes, that's where I want it. I'm going to put some glue on this one. Put it over there. And grab this piece right here. Put it right there. So now that I have that done, I'm going to set that aside. Now I'm going to grab my greenery. Now, interesting thing, let me show you one more thing before I move this out of the way so that you understand where I'm going with this. So your basket's going to go right there, okay? And let me turn my light on. I just realized I didn't have it on. There, that's a little better, right? So my basket's going to go right there. So what I want to do is I want to make this greenery kind of go like this because there's going to be flowers on it. So I now know that I don't want to put any flowers below this area. So I want to keep my flowers above the stems. So the next step, I have some Calypso Curl and some Darling Duckling. So I'm going to take and get my tweezers, and I'm going to grab this and stick it in the hole and kind of poke it up. That's the first thing you want to do. Just go along and do that to your flowers. And I figured if I put, I think there's 5 flowers on each one, that should be enough. So I'm going to go like this, go through and make them raise up a tiny bit. And this is very fumbling, trust me. And I brought out my little tweezers because it's easier to do. If you try and do it with your fingers, oh, I had so much trouble. So I'm going to go through. I'm going to do all of my little flowers. This is the time-consuming part. And the next card that I have to show you, I actually did all the flowers. But I wanted to show you how to do these so that you know. And this is from the Perfectly Paired Stampin' Dies, okay? Perfectly Pairs. Sorry, I said paired, didn't I? So I'm going to do this. So I want 10 of each flower, at least. Okay, so I'm just going to keep doing this, make them all. And what you're doing is you're making the flower look 3D, gives it more dimension. And you want that. And we will be doing 2 layers of this. So I'm just going to keep doing that until you get them done. Like I said, this is the most time consuming, but when you see the card, you're going to be very happy. So I looked through all my stamps and tried to decide which ones I wanted to use. And out of all of them, I like this one the most. And I'm going, oh, this is so much work. See, I'm starting to put 2 on there. I can get 2 at once. So now that you have that, you use your silicone mat, which really helps. And you put a little bit of glue in the middle of each one of those. Get my tweezers out. So I'm going to go along and put glue in each one of these. And the glue does dry clear, so if you get glue where you don't want it, no worries. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, one more. 6. And then 1. 3. So you're going to get all 6 of them done, and you're going to put your 6 layers on top. I say 6 to be safe, but I think, because the last one I did 6, but I really didn't need that many. The sample, the one that I kind of started on, but I did to save us time. Trust me. You'll be very happy. Thought I saw another flower there. Okay. So I'm going to let those set up for a few minutes. And I cut tons of flowers so we don't have to worry about running out. Took me a while, but it was worth it because I think this card's going to be beautiful when it's done. And like I said, with the glue, if you let it sit for a few minutes, it really helps. So the glue will stick instantly. Make sure you get all my flowers done. Okay, so now I'm going to grab the flower by the little tip there with my tweezers and put it right on there. Oops, I got some glue on there. Let's try that again. And just let it sit. Okay, so see how it's looking? It's starting to look a nice little bit of 3D. Just keep doing it till you get them all done. Okay? This is the most time consuming, like I said. But in the end, it is worth it because of how beautiful this card will be. Let's see how many I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And one more. I didn't get glue on that, darn it. We will come back to that one. So now let's start doing our yellows. Stick them all on top. Just keep going until you get them done. And letting that glue set for a minute really does help. I think I did more yellows than orange. That's okay. Oops. So I'm just stacking them. I could have done 3 flowers, but I kind of wanted to do 2 only this time. And on another card that I made, I did 3 with this kit. there we have it. Okay, so the next step is I have these little gold dot things here. So I'm going to put another dot of glue in the middle on each one of these flowers. And I will be putting one of those, they're very cute speckly flowers, on top of these for the middle of the flowers. Oh wait, I forgot this one. Get this guy in here. Okay, we'll continue putting the glue in the little middles of these. And this what makes it look really pretty is the little cute little inside sparkly centers. Okay, so now I'm going to grab my take or pick tool, which really helps much better. And I'm going to take and put one of these in the middle of each one of these. And I'll show you what it looks like as soon as I'm done. Poke it down with my poker a little bit so it stays. I just really like these dots that I have. I got them from my friend Lori's craft shop in California. They're like, let me show you real close. See how pretty sparkly they are? There's different color ones. And you get a lot in a package. Here's the gray ones. And it has like a greenish tinge to it. They're really pretty. So, I forgot all about these. And then the other day I was looking for something put in the middle of my flowers. And going, oh yeah, I forgot about these guys. Because I had bought them like a year ago. So I just go around, put this on every single one of these. We're getting close. Oops, I missed that one. See, and as the glue is getting drier, they're sticking much easier. See how nice they are? Just sticking right to it. I don't have to worry about it. Okay. This one's upside down. One more. Okay, that looks really good. Oh wait, there's two right here. I missed them. Actually, three. There. So now I have all my flowers ready, and I will show you close up what they look like so you can get an idea. So see how pretty they're all sparkly? So the next step you want to do is you want to lay out your little greenery, and using this really helps because I used to get glue everywhere. And now I don't. I keep it all in this area. So now I just pick different spots that I want them. But I don't go past this area. And then I put my flowers there. So like this one, put a little more glue there so that it stays. I'm gonna put that one right up there. I'll put that one right there. And there's no right or wrong way. Everything looks good. One right there. I'll put one right there. Move this over a tiny bit. I think I'll put one right here. Okay. And then I'll go to my orange ones and do kind of the same thing. Put one up there. And maybe right there, and right there, right there, and right there. Okay, that looks really good. Very pleased with that. So now I'm going to lay my flowers up here where I want them. kind of want it like that. And maybe make sure that that's where I want them before I glue them down, and put my little, yep, that's perfect. So now I know that's where I want it. I'm going to glue some leaves down to hold it in place. Do a couple spots where those were. And I know that I want it right about there. Okay. Now we'll do this one, same thing. Bring it in. Just like this. Glue it down really good. See how it looks so far? Really pretty. I really like how this card's turning out. This took a little bit of work to figure out though. So I'm going to get my dimensionals, which I have in my little drawer right here. And I want to dimensionalize this little basket. Okay. Pull this off. I'll put my basket right here. So the flowers are coming out of the basket. Oh, that is so cute. Look at that. See, this is what I was looking, this is the look I wanted. Okay. So now that I have that done, now I'm going to glue my piece on top. Getting it nice and even around all the edges. Give it a good press. See how cute that is? Now, this is what I want with the extra flowers. I'm going to put one like right here, like it fell off. And I'll put a yellow one, kind of like how it came off right about there. And then another, maybe a yellow one right here on the edge of the basket, like right there on the floor, kind of. There. Okay. Then on the inside, we're going to put two yellow ones up here. Or whatever you have. Maybe I'll just put a yellow and orange. Just whatever you have left. So there, card is done. Fun, easy. So we're going to do the second one. And I did a little bit of prep work on this one already, so we don't have to worry about that. I do need to prep a couple flowers though. So this one, I'm going to use the typewriter. This one. So there's a little message here. I want to get a little, let me see, which stamp do I want? That's always the hardest thing. Where's my hello? I have a hello stamp up here that I know. Here it is. No, just a note. That's what I wanted. Just a note. So I need to get my Secret C ink this time. And I'm going to put on here just a note. Right here. Oops. Okay. So just a note. And then I want to stamp my sentiment. So this one's a little bit bigger, so that's how we know. This one goes on the top. That's where I glue all my flowers. This is what's gonna go on the inside. So I have my, whoops, I bumped my camera. Now I saw all my junk on the side. Oh well, that's where I keep all my supplies. Okay, so I'm going to put this in here, like so. Just gonna tuck it in like I did with my first card. Then I will grab my tape, just regular old Scotch tape, and I'll tape it in place so it's nice and neat. Okay. See, just like that. Then I need to get my mini dimensionals, which are right here. And I want to put those right in between here so that that stands up more than anything. Because when I get ready to put the other dimensionals on, we're going to go over the top of those because we want this to really stand up. So now I'm going to get my regular dimensionals. This is how this card's going to go. So I'm going to open that one up and put this right on top. Okay, put that one right on top. And then put this one right on top. And then the rest, it's going to be just normal ones. So I'll go right there and there and there. So when it lands on here, so I'll notice how the note, just the note stands up. So that's the inside. So that goes over there. So now the next thing I want to do, so I'm going to move these dimensionals out of the way because I need to make room to do some flowers. I want to stamp "My heart is smiling because of you." So I'll take this one off. And like I said, this one will go a little bit faster because I prepped it. That way you could, you know the process of doing the flowers already. So it was silly for me to do it again. Okay. My heart is smiling because of you. It's a cute little saying. And that came out of the, this one, Wildflower Path. Okay. And I'll clean my stamp in a second. So now I need the pretty Granny Apple Green. So the paper that I used was Granny Apple Green and the just jade for this one. Okay, so here we go. Let's move this right there. So where's my scratch paper? I had it 2 seconds ago. That's okay. I could get, oh, here it is. It's on top of my little mat that I need to put under it. There. So I'm going to grab my Granny Apple Green and do a little stamp right there and right there. That came from the Painted Lavender stamp set. Okay. And that is done. So now I will clean my stamps so I don't make a big mess here. And it's the same process. The only difference is that we're using a different color, the Just Jade, and we're using the little typewriter. So let's start by gluing this on the inside. And like I said, I embossed it with a 3D time word type, and it's really cute. If you look at it, it looks very country. It's just like the card kit, like a country look. And I can't quite read the words. I know there's some words in there. I think if I looked really close, I could figure it out. So I'll put this in the middle so it looks nice and neat and even. Glue it down. I'll get my top piece. I'll do the same thing. And the measurements for this card base is the same as the other one. It's 11 by 4 1/4. Scored at 5 1/2, and then cut off 3 inches off the end. And put that down. Okay. And then we're going to work on this. So we have our little typewriter. So let's organize our leaves how we want them again. So we're going to grab these guys, and they're going to go down You want to put them up like this. Is how it works better if I do it like this. I take and lay it down like this. I grab my middle one. Okay, that should be high enough. And I put my typewriter and look at it. Yep, that works. So now I know my placement. Put some glue. I do that look thing first so we know where to place everything instead of just trying to guess. Because sometimes when I do that, it doesn't look right and I have to try and peel it up, and sometimes it just doesn't want to peel up. So if I do a little look at it and see if that's where I want it, that works much better. So we know that one, where that one's going to go now. Put that down. And the last little piece is this one. Put that one in the middle. Okay, so now we have all these little pieces that I cut up and stuff. I want to put this here and you want to look at it. Okay, so I want the first one to kind of go right here. So I cut these up, and I don't know if I really should have done that now, because you can't really see the flowers that well. But that's okay. So then this one, I was going to put it right above it. So I'm going to tuck it in there, and it's going to go right up there. And then, let me think. Okay, so now we have my yellow ones. Here they are. So I'm going to start with this one on the bottom. I'm going to bring it up like this. And then I'm going to put this one above it. So you're kind of just placing them where you want them. Oh, let me think. It's not where I wanted that one, but that's okay. It'll be okay. I need to pull that one off. Ah, darn it. That's okay. We'll just do that. That's the cool thing about this, is that you could take and piece it together and it'll all be good. See? Stick it on there just like that. And this one I can put right up there. So it's poking out of the back of this leaf. So right here. And this one, there he is, will go right here. So it's coming off that branch. And that one will go right there. We'll put a little one right down here so it's like it's falling off. I don't know. Let's put this down first. Now we have the main stuff done. The thing about this, you have to get the main part done first. Now I'm going to put my typewriter down where I want it. So it looks really where I want it. It's centered out. Push it down. So now I can work on the rest of my leaves. So this one is going to go right there. Tuck it in there. See, I did this one a little bit different so I could just kind of tuck it wherever I wanted. But I was unsure if that's what I really wanted. That's the thing. So this one, I'm taking this leaf off because I want to put a flower right here. Okay. And I think I'm going to leave the leaf on this one, stick it right there. Okay, there. So that's this one. Little different. That's the idea, is do something different, not always the same. And these two pieces came just with the typewriter, so I had to think about what to do with that and use the envelope pieces, and it turned out I really like how it looks. So I'm going to glue it on there so it's even. Press it down real good. Come over to my card. And I now, remember, I know how to go. It's like I want it to go about right there, so I know that if I pick it up, my hand's right there, I know that I glue from here down. Okay. I'll put it on there and look at where it is. I like that, okay? So then I'm going to go to the next part, open it up. And I'll put my glue on here first because I think it works out better if I do that. And I want to make sure it goes that way, so I'm going to turn it upside down, stick it right here so it's nice and even, and close my card and catch it. It's a little bit crooked. That's okay. I can straighten it out. There we go. So there it is. It's hidden. You open it up. Just a note. My heart is smiling because of you. So now I have a couple one flower actually. I thought I had two. I'm going to take and put one right here. And I'll make a really quick one. And I can do it pretty fast. And I will lay it right here. And grab my little take a pick tool, or no, this tweezers. I got a hair on my hand there. Give a little push up. This will require me just kind of being patient with it, evidently, because I do not have enough flowers prepared, which is not a big deal. Okay, there. I need one more of these little gold pieces in the middle. So I'm going to grab one out right there. Put another dot of glue in here. And I will use this time because I can just drop it on there. Push it down. There. And my top is right here. So there's my card. I was gonna put like a little thing of ribbon right across here. I mean, a piece of twine. I don't know, I still might do it. No, I think I'm good. So here's our two cards, and we're at 42 minutes, so I think I should quit and do the next one next time. Two cards that we made. They're slightly different, well, because I used two different parts of the embellishments. I brought in some stuff. Here's the inside. Do not go where the path may lead you. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail. My heart is smiling because of you. Just a note. Really cute card. I love it. Envelopes, very simple. Same thing. I'll do the same thing. I almost forgot about the envelopes. In my pretty garden green ink. And my leaf stamp right here. And I'll stamp a little right there. And I'll go right across here. And, oh, I just did on my thing. I didn't put paper down. I'm gonna have to clean that now. So that's one. Here's my other envelope. I'll do the same thing. Just a little something on the back and on the front. That's what makes it look really cute. Gives a little extra whatever. Oomph, I guess. There. So here's the envelopes. Simple but cute. Okay, I finished two cards and two envelopes to go with it. Here's the envelopes. I'll move my stuff out of the way. And here's the two cute cards. And I really like them. Thank you for watching my video and have a good evening. Bye.